The city was asleep, but the world between her and him was wide awake. Luna had always loved the quiet of midnight, the way the moonlight painted silver streaks across her room, making shadows dance like old memories. Tonight, however, felt different. Her heart thrummed with a mixture of anticipation and fear, like she was standing on the edge of something eternal. Ethan, with his soft gaze and quiet confidence, was waiting for her at the old bridge overlooking the river. The place had become their sanctuary, where the chaos of the day melted away, leaving only them and the whispers of the night. Luna pulled her jacket tighter around her, feeling the crisp breeze brush against her cheeks, carrying the scent of rain and earth. She remembered their first encounter here, months ago, when a simple conversation had spiraled into laughter, shared secrets, and a bond neither of them could explain. There was something magical in the way Ethan looked at her now, under the silver glow of the moonlight, like he could see every hidden corner of her soul and still choose to stay. Her hair, dark as the night sky, shimmered faintly as it caught the light, and her eyes, a deep shade of hazel, reflected both curiosity and longing. Ethan wore a casual black jacket, a white shirt underneath, his hair slightly tousled, giving him an effortless charm that Luna found irresistible. Every step she took toward him felt like a heartbeat syncing with the rhythm of the city's silent pulse. Tonight, they weren't just two people meeting in secret. They were two souls reconnecting after months of silence, discovering each other anew under the watchful eyes of the moon. The river below whispered along, carrying with it the reflections of their memories, twisting and turning like the stories of lovers long past. Every word Ethan spoke, every subtle smile, made her feel as if time had slowed, giving them the chance to breathe in moments that the world didn't notice. They didn't need to speak much. Their eyes communicated what words couldn't: desire, comfort, nostalgia, and the fragile hope that midnight always promised. The bridge creaked softly under the weight of their presence, a gentle reminder that everything had its moment, its season, and its perfect time. Luna stepped closer, feeling the warmth radiating from Ethan as if it could melt the worries she had carried for weeks. The night was alive with whispers of love, of longing, of everything neither of them had admitted until now. And in that instant, the city ceased to exist. It was just them, the river, the moonlight, and the silent magic of midnight that bound their hearts in ways neither could describe. Ethan took her hand, and the world seemed to pause. Every sensation was amplified: the touch of his fingers, the way his palm pressed gently against hers, the warmth spreading through her chest. The city lights flickered in the distance, distant and unimportant compared to the glow between them. They walked along the riverbank, silent at first, letting the sound of water crashing against stones carry their thoughts away. Luna's mind wandered back to all the nights she had spent thinking about him, wondering if he remembered the promises they made when the world was younger and simpler. Now, under the soft haze of streetlights and the blanket of stars, everything felt inevitable. Ethan stopped and looked at her, a gentle intensity in his gaze that made her pulse quicken. "I've missed this," he admitted softly, the words brushing against her heart like a feather. She smiled, biting her lip to hide the sudden surge of emotion threatening to spill. "I missed you too," she whispered, the confession both terrifying and liberating. His fingers brushed a strand of hair behind her ear, his touch lingering as if afraid to let go of the fragile connection between them. The night was theirs, a quiet rebellion against time, distance, and circumstance. Every laugh, every shared memory, every unspoken word they had carried for months seemed to converge in this single moment, wrapping around them like the gentle embrace of a familiar song. Luna felt a tear slip down her cheek, quickly wiped away by Ethan's thumb, his touch reassuring and tender. They moved closer, the world narrowing until it consisted only of heartbeats, breaths, and the magnetic pull of two souls rediscovering each other. The river reflected the moonlight like a mirror, shimmering under their feet as if celebrating their reunion. Even the cool night air seemed warmer here, surrounding them, cocooning them from everything outside this magical bubble of midnight. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, the distant hum of traffic, the gentle slap of water against stone, was a symphony orchestrated for them, a reminder that some moments are too perfect to be interrupted. Ethan leaned closer, and Luna felt the faint brush of his lips against hers, a whisper of a kiss that held a universe of emotion. It was the kind of intimacy that didn't need words, a promise etched in the quiet of the night that neither distance nor doubt could erase. They lingered there, letting the night stretch indefinitely, savoring every heartbeat, every soft laugh, every glance that spoke volumes. The moon bore witness, the stars twinkled in approval, and somewhere deep inside, Luna realized that some loves are not just felt. They are lived, breathed, and experienced in the space between two souls, especially in the sacred hours of midnight. As the night deepened, their conversation became lighter, teasing, playful, yet beneath every joke and laugh, a quiet depth pulsed. Ethan shared stories from his travels, tales of distant cities and fleeting moments that left his heart longing for something familiar, something grounding. Luna listened, enthralled not just by the stories but by the way his eyes lit up, by the sincerity in his voice, by the tiny quirks that made him uniquely Ethan. She shared her own experiences, the lonely nights and the little victories, the moments she thought no one noticed but had secretly hoped he would. The night stretched, and the moon traced their movements, highlighting the soft curve of her cheek, the slight tilt of his head when he laughed, the subtle dance of shadows across their intertwined hands. Every gesture, every smile, every fleeting touch reinforced a bond that words could barely capture. The bridge had witnessed countless lovers before them. Yet this felt unprecedented, sacred, like the world had carved a space just for them in the heart of midnight. Ethan gently brushed his lips across her temple. A silent vow of protection, of care, of love that transcended the ordinary. Luna leaned into him, letting her head rest on his shoulder, feeling the steady beat of his heart sync with hers. It was a rhythm that spoke of understanding, of patience, of nights spent in longing finally finding their resolution. They spoke of dreams, of fears, of the kind of love that challenges yet completes, the love that makes you both vulnerable and brave at the same time.
Kind of love.
Time seemed irrelevant, as if the night itself had stretched to accommodate the vastness of their emotions. Even the distant hum of the city, usually intrusive, now served as a background score to their shared narrative.
We will.
When silence
I
fell
promise.
between them. It was not awkward but intimate, a reflection of the comfort and trust they had rebuilt. Each moment was deliberate, each glance intentional, and each breath filled with unspoken promises. Luna felt a warmth spreading from her chest, a mixture of excitement, love, and contentment. As if the universe had decided that this fleeting, perfect connection was all that mattered. Midnight had become more than a time of day. Suddenly, a gentle breeze swept across the river, carrying with it the scent of jasmine and wet earth. Ethan shivered slightly, and Luna instinctively wrapped her arms around him. Feeling the comfort of shared warmth, the world seemed to hold its breath, allowing them to exist in this delicate space untouched by anything outside their midnight sanctuary. They talked of the future, the what-ifs, the dreams they had once shelved, and the plans they had secretly hoped would align. Ethan's hand caressed her hair, tracing invisible patterns along her scalp, each motion a reminder that he was present, that he cared, that he belonged here. Luna closed her eyes, letting the sensation wash over her, absorbing the quiet intensity of his love. The stars blinked above, indifferent yet seemingly approving, their light a soft witness to the moments unfolding below. They spoke softly, laugh lines, and tears mingling, their voices blending with the river's song, the night's whispers, and the subtle symphony of a world asleep. There was a raw honesty in their words, a vulnerability that allowed them to shed the masks they had worn for too long. Ethan leaned down, capturing her lips in a kiss that was slow, deliberate, and infinite in its tenderness. It wasn't hurried. It wasn't reckless, it was a reaffirmation, a silent acknowledgement of all they had endured to arrive at this point. Luna's fingers threaded through his hair, pulling him closer, needing the tangible proof that he was real, that this love was real. The kiss deepened, carrying all the unspoken emotions of nights spent apart, of longing hearts and unanswered questions. The river mirrored their connection, glimmering with light, carrying their reflection in waves that danced endlessly. Every heartbeat, every breath, every flutter of eyelashes became a rhythm, a melody, a testament to the power of midnight love, love that thrived in shadows, love that survived distance. Love that ignited when the rest of the world slept. For Luna and Ethan, this moment was sacred, a declaration that some bonds cannot be broken. Some flames cannot be extinguished, and some nights are meant to be immortalized in memory and heart alike. As the first light of dawn began to paint the horizon in soft hues of pink and gold, Luna and Ethan remained on the bridge, their fingers intertwined, their hearts synchronized in an unspoken promise. The night had been theirs, a canvas of intimacy, connection, and rediscovery, and now the approaching day could not diminish its significance. They stood in silence, watching as the city slowly stirred, the world awakening from slumber, yet unaware of the love story that had just been written in its shadows. Luna rested her head against Ethan's chest, listening to the steady beat that felt like home. "No matter what happens," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "I'll always remember tonight." Ethan kissed her hair gently, holding her tighter as if he could shield her from everything but the joy they had found in each other. As they finally stepped away from the bridge, hand in hand, the world seemed larger, brighter, and more forgiving. Midnight had given them more than a fleeting moment. It had given them a story, a connection, and a promise of love eternal. For some loves, Luna realized, are not bound by hours, days, or even years. They live in the hearts of those who dare to meet in the quiet hours, to whisper truths, and to embrace the magic that only midnight can hold. And as the city awoke around them, they carried the night within, a secret treasure that no sunrise could ever diminish, a testament to the enduring, irresistible power of a love born under the moon's watchful eye.